Thanks very much, Gordon. You know, everybody, we're happy to have you tuned in, of course, always to At Ringside. It's a very important feature for us to go behind the scenes and talk in depth with the wrestlers. Now, a man who deserves giving credit where it's due, the accolades of being an astute manager. Whether you like him or not, you must admit Bobby Heenan is one of the most successful managers in the history of professional wrestling. He and some of his family, the Superstar and Killer Carl Cox, are with us today. So welcome to this program, Mr. Heenan.
You know, there's an awful lot of controversy always surrounding the Bobby Heenan family. You probably wonder why. Well, you know, anytime you manage winners, anytime you are a winner, anytime you're on top, there's always controversy. Look at the New York Yankees, world champions in baseball. Look at all the controversies they had with Reggie Jackson, Billy Martin. There's always going to be press signing. There's always going to be people knocking you. There's always going to be people that are jealous of you. Now, you can take wrestlers like Tommy Rich, Stan Hansen, Ole Anderson, Bob Armstrong, Tony Atlas. I could go on and on and on. They're all jealous. They'd love to be members of the family. They'd love for me to call them and contact them to ask about joining the family. But first of all I manage is winners. I have no time for losers. I have no time for crybabies. I have no time for people that always sniffle and whine and beg and plead that aren't men when you have to get in that ring. That's why I've always surrounded myself. In 15 years as a wrestling manager, I've surrounded myself with the best in professional wrestling. And these are two of them right here, the Superstar and Killer Carl Cox.
They are two of the best. They are excellent in the ring. But I want to say this. There's been some rumors flying that you are maybe hiring some folks to make sure that several people of national prominence aren't going to get hurt, and you're going to have something to do with it.
Well, I've heard that rumor, too. People have made the accusations that maybe I'm the family's trying to wipe out a lot of people to keep them out of championship contention for the heavyweight championship of the world. But, you know, that's not really true. You know, I nothing more than I would like than the Superstar Carl Cox or Blackjack Lanza or anybody I'm associated with to become the heavyweight champion of the world. But let's get down to the most important thing, are the people that have to make lies. Now, I've never stood out here, neither has the Superstar Cox, and lied about one thing. I've always told the truth. I'm not a loudmouth. I'm not a big mouth. I've always prided myself on that. This man, when he first came here, he had a Cobra hold for $1,000. Anybody can break it. We had to raise the ante to $3,000. We still have $3,000. There are no takers. This man here, the Brainbuster hold. Dusty Rhodes, they picked him up with a blotter one night in the Atlanta City Auditorium and carried him out of the ring. Tommy Rich, everybody else has felt what the Brainbusters felt like. They've had pains in their heads for weeks, for months. I don't have to stand out here and keep bragging about these men. Their records prove it.
I want to do something here, though, Mr. Heenan. Since you mentioned your men, I would like to show something of the Superstar and Killer Carl Cox in action. The voice of Gordon Soley describing just for a few seconds some of their moves, and let's see if we can pick that up right now. The Superstar and Killer